What if you can lift light weights, but make them just as effective as lifting heavy weights to develop your body? This video, we're going to talk about 5 lightweight training techniques. Hello everyone, my name is 𝘾𝙊𝘼𝘾𝙃𝙄𝙉, and I've been a fitness trainer and gym owner for over 25 years. And if this is your first time here and you're looking to turbocharge your fitness, health, and nutrition, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I put out videos like this every single week. Okay, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to use lightweight training techniques to develop your body just as effectively as actually training heavy. The whole gist of this video is going to be how to make a lightweight actually feel heavy. And actually, I'm curious to know if you've ever lifted light weights before and got good results. If you have, make sure you leave a comment. And just if you ever have any other great techniques that I leave out in this video, make sure you leave a comment. I'm sure everyone would be very interested in finding out. Okay, let's get right into it. Technique number 1. I think you should use a relatively slow rep cadence. That's a great way to make a lightweight feel heavy. I really prefer about a 5-second rep cadence. For example, I like to go a little bit slower on the eccentric phase of the motion. I did a great video on concentric, eccentric training. I'm gonna look it up if you're not familiar with what that term is, but pretty much eccentric just means that when the muscle is being lengthened under tension. For example, if you're doing a bench press, when you lower the weight, that's the negative or the eccentric phase, phase of the motion. I think you should go slower. So ideally, I think about a 3-second slow eccentric phase would be great. Pause for a second, come right up for about 2 seconds. About a 5-6 second rep cadence, I think definitely makes a lightweight feel heavy. Plus, when you're training lighter, obviously, it's easier on your joints. So if you're over 40 like me, I'm 55, I want to keep my joints healthy and strong. In my opinion, there's always a risk-reward ratio. When you're training really heavy, in my opinion, the risk goes up. So if you can make a lightweight feel heavy, great for the joints, and you can create the response you want, it's really, really smart. So for example, if you're doing 12 repetitions, and using a 5-6 second rep cadence, the time on the load is about 60 to 66 seconds. I think that's an ideal time on the load for hypertrophy, for just developing a really healthy, athletic, strong-looking body. Okay, so that's technique number 1. Technique number 2, keep continuous tension on the muscle, real important. For example, if you're bench pressing, like you don't want to lock out on top, kind of rest a couple seconds and come down. That's not keeping continuous tension on the muscle. Once you start an exercise, you want to keep the tension on the desired muscle that you're looking to achieve a response from and keep it there the entire time. Don't pause, when the movement's easy. Like for example, if you're doing a lateral raise, when you're doing a dumbbell lateral raise, the weight's very heavy here. Don't bring your arms all the way down to your side, because you bring them all the way down to your side, the weight's balanced, there's no tension on the deltoid. So you want to go up and then you want to go down about 2/3. Keep that continuous tension on the muscle all the time. I love when I get a new person coming to my gym who are used to lifting heavy weights, and I bring them through some of these techniques where we're going slow, a 5-second rep cadence, keeping continuous tension on the muscle. I've got some big guys in my gym doing 10-pound lateral raises and feeling it really effectively, and are actually sore the next day from lifting light weights. Okay? Technique number 3, don't rest much between sets. Okay, keep the pace going. Actually, you reach a point of diminishing returns with rest anyway, but your heart rate slows down. I would try to keep the rest periods under 30 seconds, so where you're almost like you're working out in like a breathless state. I remember reading a great book from like a 𝘾𝙊𝘾𝙃𝙄𝙉𝙂, one of the old school bodybuilders, who used to talk about always training in somewhat of a breathless state, where you always, you're kind of just a little bit out of breath. You're just moving the whole time you're pumping up. That was technique number 3. Don't rest too much between sets. Okay, technique number 4 is pretty obvious. Just use perfect form. Okay, try to train in the full range of motion. There's always, especially when it comes to using free weights, there's always going to be a sticking point where the weight's the heaviest at a certain point of the range of motion. For example, when you're doing a bicep curl, a barbell, a dumbbell curl, you're going to get to that point where the elbows are flexed at like 90 degrees. That's when the weight's the heaviest. You see so many guys and gals at the gym just kind of like arching their back and just blowing by that sticking point. Don't do that. Keep the form good, keep it strict, move the weight slowly, go through the full range of motion. Just don't cheat any repetitions, okay? And I would say the last technique, which I love, this is somewhat of an advanced technique, is called pre-exhaustion. I'm gonna link up a video right above me I did about pre-exhaustion. It's a great technique. What pre-exhaustion does is that it eliminates the weak links of exercises, okay? And you actually kind of have to do, some people may use the term supersets, like doing 2 exercises at once. So for example, if you're doing a lat pull down, like a lat pull down involves your biceps and involves your big lat. The objective is, for most people, is to fatigue their lats, to make their backs, stronger and more defined and bigger, okay? The problem is that when you're doing like a pull down or a lat pull down or a pull up, your biceps are going to fatigue sooner because of the smaller, weaker body part. So you can use a technique of pre-exhaustion where you first would do, say for example, a cable pullover, which involves working your lats but keeps the biceps fresh. Great technique. And then you go directly to your light pull down. The thing is, you're gonna have to probably go a little bit lighter on the light turn, but I'm telling you, you're gonna get an incredible pump. The lats are gonna light right up. You're actually gonna love it. Pre-exhaustion, great techniques. Also check out that video. So let's quickly review these 5 techniques. Okay, number 1, you're gonna use a slow rep cadence. Okay, number 2, you're gonna keep continuous tension on the muscle. Number 3, you're not going to rest much between sets. No more than 30-second rest between sets. Number 4, you're going to keep the form perfect. And then once you've been training for a little while, you're going to try this advanced technique of pre-exhaustion. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And remember, if you're looking to turbocharge your fitness, health, and nutrition, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I put out videos like this every single week. Take care and have a wonderful day.